channel, and you'll find it there. They're all quite gentle practices. I request everyone to mute themselves as they come on. Hi, Jyoti. Nice to see you. It's been a while since you joined.
How are you?
And you'll find it's 5 o'clock. People are not allowing me to mute also. Deepa, can you mute yourself? Yeah, okay, all right. Now everyone's muted. All right. So welcome everyone. And I see so many familiar names and faces. Very good. Okay, all right, let's get started. So today's topic is improving lung capacity. And we will be doing some asanas, so some movements, some breathwork practices, the pranayama, and some relaxation at the end. And the intent is to help us familiarize ourselves with our muscles of breathing and to kind of see where there is an opportunity to improve our breathwork. My Bluetooth mic is not working, so I'll just take those off. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me clearly. So let's get started by just sitting comfortably in a cross-legged position, or if you're in a chair, keep your feet flat on the ground and your spine upright, shoulders relaxed. Just notice how you feel. Observe the natural flow of the breath in and out of the nose. We'll start the class by chanting Om once together. You can join if you like. Palms together in front of your chest. Take a deep breath in. Om. Release your hands down and slowly open your eyes. So starting with the breath, I see that I think some setting issue. Okay. All right. So we'll start by just observing the breath. And I want to take you through the process of inhaling and exhaling. It all starts with the main muscle of breathing called the diaphragm, which sits at the lower ribs. Just move back a little bit so you can see. So this main muscle of breathing, the diaphragm, is a dome-shaped structure. It's attached to the ribs, the lower ribs, and it's also attached to a tendinous structure in the middle. When we want to take a breath in, this diaphragm has to come down, and it's an effortful activity for it. So it pushes down into the abdominal cavity, and because of the pressure difference, the air rushes in from the outside and into our lungs. The exhale, on the other hand, is almost effortless. The diaphragm just relaxes and goes back up, and that pushes the air out because of the pressure differential again. So inhale is effortful. We have to, exert energy and pull the diaphragm down. And the exhalation is very relaxed. The diaphragm just moves back up. So this is the main muscle of breathing, but it is supported by so many other muscles in our chest and upper body in general. So some of these muscles are the pectorals, the chest muscles, the muscles that are between our ribs, the intercostal muscles. So for example, when you're breathing in, if the rib cage has to expand, then the ribs have to move apart. That way it gives more room for the lungs to expand. And there are muscles in the neck as well, which support breathing. For example, when we do a full breath, a full deep breath, So notice how the collarbones lift up. So this action of the collarbones lifting is also helped by some of the neck muscles. And at the back, in the lower back in particular, there is a muscle called a QL. It's a pair of muscles, right and left, and they attach to the lower ribs and to the pelvis, the hips. Okay, so these muscles also help because if you think about the rib cage trying to expand, if the entire rib cage lifts and comes down, then there is no opportunity for the rib cage to expand. So what this QL does is attaches to the lower ribs and it holds that position so that the rib cage can expand and relax. So these are the muscles that we will be concentrating on in the movement part of the practice today. So let's get started with that. You can do this in seated position on the floor or in a chair. So either one of the two will work. It's the same movement. We're going to start by stretching and strengthening the intercostal muscles, the lower, the muscles between the ribs. So you can place your hand on the floor if you're on the ground, or you can hold on to the edge of your chair. Inhale and lift the left arm up. Exhale and lean over to the side. Now, some of you may have shoulder issues. You can put your fingertips on the back of the head or the side of the head as you do this and continue to breathe. If you want to feel the movement, you can place your right hand on the left ribs, and as you breathe, notice that expansion and contraction. Just a couple of times to notice what is happening. Good. And then slowly return back to center, switch to the other side. Raise your right arm up and lean over to the left. And of course, if you have shoulder issues, you can keep your hand against the head or even the hand on the hip, which is more comfortable for you. And notice the expansion and contraction on the right side. Both the lungs will be expanding and contracting, but there's a little more room for the breath to be in the right side. So bending to the left. And now go back and forth a few times. Reaching over to the right, and then exhale over to the opposite side. Inhale to center, exhale to your right. Depending on your breath, you may be faster or slower than me. Please keep yourselves on mute. No. Otherwise, I have to do it. Okay. Last breath here, like this, going from one side to the other. And slowly return to center. Just notice how you feel. We observe the breath right at the beginning of the practice. Notice if there's any difference now. It may or may not be noticeable. Good. Now we're going to work on the same muscles again, but we're going to add a little more effort. Those of you who have shoulder pain, I would recommend doing the same set one more time. The rest of you, bring your dupatta or your strap out and hold it more than shoulder width apart, 1.5 times maybe. Elbows remain straight. Once you have that, inhale and lift your arms up. You can do this without the strap. Imagine the strap and do it. Inhale up. And then exhale over to the right. Adjust the width of your hand on the strap. Go one hand down to the floor. And arms forward and back. Now you're going to get a stretch in slightly different areas. So those of you who have just joined, inhale, lift up, feel as if your chest is and then as you exhale, feel as if your chest is facing the floor. You'll be able to notice different muscles in your chest and your upper back area stretching as you do this. Continuous breath, no holding. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Good. And now slowly return back to center and lower the arms down. Just relax, notice how you feel before you go to the other side. Now let's switch to the other side. Raise the arms up again and lean over to the opposite side, lowering the hand down to the floor and then moving the top arm forward and back. And if this is a lot of effort for you, or if you have any shoulder pain, you can keep your hand on your hip, lean to the right, lean forward and lean back. Or you can put your fingertips on your head. Just keep moving with your breath. Inhale upward, exhale down. Last two like this. And last one. Good. Now slowly release and relax. Notice how you feel. And open your eyes if they are closed. Now we're going to do a few neck movements. So like I said, the collarbones lift up and down when we take a full breath in. So we're going to work on those muscles. If you have any neck pain, please be very gentle, or you can skip this exercise if you're not comfortable. Okay, as you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. No forcing, just go as far down as is comfortable for you. And then inhale, lift your head and look upward. Again, no force. Stay with your range of movement, observing the stretch in the front of your neck as you lift the head up, and noticing the stretch in the back of your neck as you lower the chin down. Slow, smooth breaths. And try to stay with nasal breathing, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. One more breath. And return to center. Now, some of you may have a slightly blocked nostril, one or the other, or maybe both are slightly blocked. I find that it's helpful to do side neck bending for this, lowering the head, ear towards the shoulder on one side. Both shoulders remain relaxed. Inhale, come up to center, and then exhale to the other side. Very gentle, slow, and smooth movements. Inhale up to center, exhale to the side. You can stay in one spot, and you can also explore moving the head a little forward and back if you want. And the other side. Last two sets like this. And relax after you're done with both the sides. Now, if that did not help open up the nostrils, there's one more trick that we use. Pressing the armpits with your fingers. You can press and just a little bit of massage in the armpits. Try that. Or you can lie down on the side where the nostril is not blocked. So if your right nostril is blocked, you're going to lie down on the left side. So whichever side is blocked stays up, unblocked side is down. And you're going to put the fingers of the top hand in the armpit and just press it a little bit. And that might help open up the nostrils. You can try that out for 10-15 seconds and notice if that works for you. Good. And slowly come back to center, sitting up again. All right. The next set of muscles that we're going to work on is, first of all, of course, the diaphragm, where we're going to strengthen the diaphragm. Lying down on the mat. Carefully come down to the floor on your belly. Legs are parallel to each other. It's a prone position. Lift your hands off of the ground. And then inhale and lift your chest up without the support of the hands. Exhale and lower down. Smooth and slow breaths. Inhale, lift up as much as you can. Exhale, lower down. Continue like this a few more times. It is going to be a little bit difficult if you're new to the exercise. This recording will be available on YouTube. You can continue to practice with it. And each time you may be able to do 1 or 2 sets more. So do not strain. If you're feeling out of breath, relax, stack your palms, rest your forehead, and just take a few easy breaths. Very nice. Last 2 sets if possible, otherwise relax. Last set. Good. Now stack your palms, rest your forehead, and breathe. Let go of effort. Notice how you feel. Now flip over onto your back. You can just observe this exercise, and you can add the weight when you repeat the practice next time. You're going to be on your back, knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground, and knees can lean into each other if you want. Placing one hand on the belly, other hand on the lower ribs. Inhale, expand your belly like a big balloon. This is abdominal breathing. Exhale all the way out. So today we're going to be doing this, but next time when you practice, if you have a weight, this is just like this is a 2 kg weight that I have, but you can use a bag of rice or dal, 2 kgs, whatever is available in your house. You're going to place it on the abdomen and try to take the same deep breath into the belly, expanding your belly like a big balloon. And then exhale all the air out. Inhale, put the effort into that deep breath. Exhale all the way out. Try to be as slow as possible. Whether or not you have the weight, feel the diaphragm moving into the abdominal cavity, pushing down. And then exhale all the way out. Few more rounds like this. If you're feeling dizzy, stop the practice and go back to regular breathing. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Try to make the exhale smooth, slow, and as long as possible. Good. Last breath like this. Inhale, deep, smooth breath in. Expand your belly. And then exhale all the way out. Very nice. Now relax, take a few easy breaths in and out of the nose. And you can just listen to what the importance of the weight is. When you add that weight to your belly, earlier I was telling you the diaphragm moves down into the abdominal cavity, and that requires effort. Both the postures that we did, where we were on the belly first and then without the hand support, we were trying to take a deep breath in, that one, as well as when we were lying down on the back with the weight, I demonstrated with the weight. You can do it when you repeat this practice. Both those cases, the diaphragm has to work harder. In the first one, where you're belly down, the ground, the earth is not allowing the diaphragm to come down easily. So it is forced to work harder. Same thing when you're on the back and with the weight on your belly, the diaphragm has to work harder to push the belly out. So that's the way we strengthen the diaphragm, because it's hidden inside. Another way to improve our lung capacity is to slow down the exhalation even further. Towards the end, I gave you the cue, slow down the exhale as much as you can. That's because just like when we do a weight strengthening practice, for example, if I'm doing a bicep curl, my bicep contracts as I lift the weight up. But if I just put the weight down, it just lengthens. However, if I slow that down, if I continue to hold the weight but slow it down by 10-20%, then I can feel that the muscle is still working because I'm holding the weight in a lengthened position. It's an eccentric type of contraction. And that's what we're trying to do when we slow down the exhalation. We're making the diaphragm work there as well. So I hope that gave you a small break from the practice while I was talking. So now we'll go into full yogic breathing, deep breathing. First, we'll expand the belly like a balloon. Then we'll expand the entire rib cage, and then we'll lift the collarbones up, filling up to full capacity. And then we'll exhale all the air out. So the collarbones will come down, then the chest will go in, and then the belly pulls into the spine. You can continue in lying down position. Those of you who are in seated, continue in seated. Inhale, expand your belly, expand your ribs. Feel the collarbones lifting. Exhale, collarbones come down. Rib cage contracts. Belly pulls into the spine. And the pelvic floor muscles, lower belly muscles draw upward. Full deep breathing. The important part is to get the belly to relax on the inhale so that it can expand. If you're more comfortable in seated, you can switch your position. Exhale all the way out. Now, one more option for those of you who are lying down. If you want the rib cage to automatically be a little more open, take a look. This is the arm position. You can have your elbows out like a cactus, like a goalpost arm, or you can hold on to opposite elbows. So the flexibility of your shoulder will determine which position is better for you. Opposite elbows is a little more intense for the shoulders, and elbows bent at 90 degrees may be a little more accessible. So try one of these two positions. Inhale, smooth, slow, and deep breath in. Belly, chest, and collarbones. And then exhale slowly. Collarbones come down, chest goes in, belly pulls into the spine, pelvic floor muscles lift up. 2 more breaths like this. Last one. Try to make your exhale as long as possible without bringing any tension into your breath. You should feel quite comfortable throughout the practice. Now go back to regular breathing, rest for a few moments. You can stretch your legs out if you're in lying down position. If you're in seated, just readjust. Notice how you feel. The practice today is meant to be accessible to everyone. It's a gentle, simple practice, and you can increase the number of repetitions as you practice it more and more. So those of you who joined a little bit later, this video will be there on YouTube. You can practice it at any time. Good. And now slowly blink your eyes to open and come back up to a seated position. Okay, we have one more movement, and this time we'll really focus on the lower back muscle stretching. We already did a practice very similar to this at the beginning of the class. I want to do that movement and a little bit of concentration on the chest expansion, and then we'll end the practice with a short Yoga Nidra. So this time we lift the arms up overhead and interlock your fingers with the pointer finger out. I'm staying close to the camera because you may not be able to hear me. Inhale and reach up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lean towards the right side. Not only are you feeling the rib cage expand on the left side, but you're also feeling the stretch in the lower back on the left side. If this is too intense for you, you can put your right hand down on the floor, or you can put your hand on the hip. And the top hand, of course, you have the option of bending the elbow if you have shoulder pain. So no practice should be painful. Just be very gentle with your body and do less repetitions if it's getting uncomfortable. Last breath here. Good. And then inhale, come all the way up. Release the hand and switch to the other side. Right arm up and reach over, or interlocked fingers and lean over to the left side. So any of these arm positions is fine. Interlocked fingers, or left hand down, right arm up and over, or the top hand against the back of your head. Always modify the position based on your body. And Monu, you can try to experiment moving that top shoulder back. So right now it's hunched a little bit. See if you can move the shoulder back. So you may have to reduce the bending. Good. Last breath. And slowly return back to center. Release your arms down. Notice how you feel. And notice the change in the breath from when we began class and now. All right, so now let's concentrate on the chest breathing. We did it in lying down. In seated, it's a little more easy to observe this movement. You wouldn't have been able to see it when I was lying down. So place your hands on your lower ribs. You can have your fingers touching if it's possible. Otherwise, hands can be on the side. As you inhale, try to move the rib cage sideways, laterally. And then exhale all the way out. Check if you're bringing tension into the shoulders. Keep them relaxed. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Do this a few times. Inhale. Feel all the muscles working. Exhale. Continue to do it while I'm talking. So when the diaphragm is contracting, it has an option of moving down into the abdomen or moving sideways. This time we're trying to flatten out the diaphragm and move it sideways so that it can work on moving the rib cage out to the side. That way you will be able to take a deeper breath. One more breath like this. Good. Relax. Now the same thing, except we're going to add the three-dimensional movement of the rib cage. Imagine this rib cage from the front, back, sides, top, and bottom. We want to expand it forward and back, side to side, and top to bottom. So you can think about the whole rib cage moving three-dimensionally as you inhale and contracting three-dimensionally as you exhale. So have that visual image in your mind. You can close your eyes, or you can try to put your hands and feel it happening. Sideways, forward, back, and upward. Exhale, downward and inward. Inhale, sideways, forward and back, upward. Exhale, downward, inward from all sides. Good. Try to keep the exhale a little bit longer and slow it down. If you're feeling dizzy at any point, stop the practice, go back to regular breathing, and then restart after a few moments. You can relax your hands and try another couple of rounds. Smooth, slow, easy breaths. There is effort, but no strain. Last one, finish up. Very nice, good. Those of you who have your videos on, looking good. All right, now relax. Allow the hands to be on your laps. Notice how you feel. And now we'll do our relaxation practice. You can lie down in Shavasana, or if you are in a chair, just rest your head against the wall and take full support of the backrest. Allow the legs to be supported, feet can be on the floor. You can have a stool under the feet if your legs are not touching the ground, or a couple of pillows. Feel the shape and position of your body resting on the floor and adjust your position till you feel balanced and comfortable. Arms by your side. Lift and lower the neck and head. Shoulders slightly tucked under. Adjust to your comfort. Legs are apart. Settling in for the practice of Yog Nidra. Say to yourself mentally, for this short duration, I can and I will be still. Move your awareness to the sounds around you. Listen to each sound, mimic it in your mind, and move on to the next one. Just like when you listen to music, you're not thinking about each instrument, just listen to the whole sound environment like it's a melody. I'll give you some time to do that now. Try to pick up the softest, subtlest sound coming from the distance. Stretch your awareness out like a radar or antenna. And now let go of the awareness of the sounds and feel your body resting on the floor at all the contact points between the body and floor. And now feel the body getting heavy. With each breath, the body gets heavier and heavier, sinking into the mat like a block of lead in loose sand. And now begin to feel the body getting light. With each breath, the body begins to float like a feather. Tune into the lightness of the body. And now go between those two sensations, heavy on the exhale, sinking, and light on the inhale, floating. Experiencing opposites, Pratipaksha Bhavana. Now let go of the awareness of heavy and light and move your awareness into the physical body. I'll call out different body parts. Become aware of them without moving your physical body and consciously let go and relax. You can even mentally chant the sound of Om as the body part is called out. Starting with the right thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Little finger. Palm of the right hand. Back of the hand. Right wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Armpit. Right chest. Right belly. Right hip. Thigh. Knee. Shin. Ankle. Top of the right foot. Right big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. Little toe. Sole of the right foot. Heel. Back of the ankle. Calf muscles. Back of the knee. Back of the thigh. Right buttock. Right side of your back. Lower back, middle back, and upper back. Feel the right half of your body together. And now move your awareness to your left thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Little finger. Palm of the hand. Back of the hand. Left wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Armpit. Left side of your chest. Left side of your belly. Left hip. Left thigh. Left knee. Left shin. Left ankle. Top of the left foot. left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Sole of the left foot, left heel, back of the ankle, calf muscles, back of the knee, back of the thigh, buttock, left side of your back, lower back, middle back, and upper back. Feel the left half of your body together. Check that you're aware and awake. If you're feeling sleepy, take a couple of deep breaths. Observe your neck, your scalp, forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, eyes. Let them sink into their sockets. Ears, cheeks, nostrils and nose, lips, jawline, mouth, and tongue. Feel the whole face. Feel the whole body all together. Now slowly become aware of your breath. Visualize the entire cycle of the breath. The diaphragm moving down into the belly, air coming in, then diaphragm relaxing, air going out. Try to keep the breath very natural, no change in the breath. It will be a little bit faster or shallow or whatever it is, let it continue at its own pace. Try not to disturb the breathing. Using Sakshi Bhava, a witnessing attitude. Just observe yourself breathing. Stay aware and awake, noticing the rhythmic movement of your breath. And try to notice which part of the body you use more when you breathe. Is it your chest or your belly? Just observing and noting. And now let go of the awareness of the breath and reconnect back with the space and the sounds around you. Feel your body resting in the chair or the floor. Slowly begin to wriggle your fingers and toes. Stretch and move in any way that you like. The practice of Yog Nidra is now over. You can slowly roll to your side and rest for a few moments. And in your own time, come up to a comfortable seated position with your spine upright and eyes gently closed. Take your time to get here. Notice how you feel after today's practice. Just review in your mind all the practices that we did. Seated side bending, moving the shoulder forward and back, lying down, abdominal breathing and full yogic breathing. And then lateral breathing, the chest expansion and contraction. And then the deeper side bending, concentrating on the lower back muscles, stretching left to right. And the practice of Yoga Nidra. We'll seal the practice by chanting Om together. You can join if you like. Take a deep breath in. Rub your palms together briskly. Place the warmth against your eyelids and your face. And slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. So I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions or feedback. Meanwhile, while you're typing out your questions, one of the things that happens when we are stressed or anxious is that we tend to hold the abdomen very tight. So this is one of the things that restricts our breathing. You already saw how the diaphragm has to work so hard to breathe in. And if we hold the stomach tight, the diaphragm is working hard all the time with every breath. So just be aware of that. You may or may not be doing it. So relaxing the belly itself is such a big relief for the diaphragm. It'll thank you when you relax it. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. You can unmute yourself and talk, or you can type in the chat box, whatever you're comfortable with. Thank you all for coming. You're welcome, Malini, Jyoti, Anju. I'm glad you all could join. I know some of you have been practicing regularly with the Rest and Recover series. So those of you who came a little bit later, we have the entire 10-day series. It's a very slow build up of breath work. If you are tired, if you're recovering, it's a wonderful way to build up your practice: abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing, full yogic breathing, Samavritti Pranayama, extended exhale. So Samavritti is equal inhale, exhale. So it's explained in detail. We have Brahmari Pranayam and the extended exhale. So all of these practices are covered in that 10-day series. And at the end, there is Yoga Nidra every day, and very, very required in this time to do Yoga Nidra, to relax and help your body kind of refresh itself. Okay. Thank you, Adrika, Sheila, everybody who's messaging. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you all soon for our next class. It's going to be on Tuesday. The time will be announced. I think I sent the WhatsApp group message here, or you can write into eka@ekameditation.com to be updated with our events. But WhatsApp is the easiest way. It's not a two-way group. It's only the admins can write in the group. So please feel free to join. I'll just share it on YouTube as well for those of you who are logged in there. One second. Yeah, so please feel free to join our group and stay updated. All right. Bye, everyone, and see you next Tuesday, maybe, or on the app. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Mandeep, you have a question. Those of you who want to exit, please feel free to exit. I'll just take this question. Let me also stop the YouTube thing.